So for my first video, I wanted to talk about aftercare. A lot of people have a lot of questions pertaining to product that they should use and what their hair care routine should look like. So I'm here to kind of simplify it for you guys because half of the battle with having great hair is aftercare. So like what you do after you leave the salon, because it's one thing for a hairdresser to do everything that we can while you're in her chair, but once you leave, it is up to you to look after it. So one of the very first things that I would recommend is making the switch to a professional brand if you haven't already. Professional brands are things that you would find in the salon. Your main goal is to find a sulfate-free shampoo and conditioner. I know the drugstore has some as well, but I would be wary of using it because drugstore shampoos are usually full of silicones and a lot of filler ingredients. It means that they're not really going to do much for the health of your hair, and they're not going to do much to moisturize your hair. Silicone is an ingredient that kind of coats the hair and makes it feel nice, but it's not actually nourishing the hair. Because if you're buying a $2 shampoo, you kind of have to question what kind of ingredients are going into it that allows it to be so cheap. Another thing about sulfate-free shampoo is sulfates are the ingredients that allow shampoos to lather. So have you ever used a face wash or a face mask that left your skin feeling tight and dry, or like uncomfortably squeaky clean? If you've ever had that feeling, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, because sulfates do the same thing but with your hair. So it's stripping all the natural moisture from your hair and just kind of coating it in silicones and waxes that in the long run don't really benefit from them. And just an FYI, as a hairstylist or as a salon assistant, I see a lot of chemical reactions caused by the use of drugstore shampoo. So if you are someone who's looking to get your hair dyed in the future, make sure that you're using a good quality shampoo. Some brands off the top of my head that I would recommend are Joico, Matrix, Redken, Aveda, Davines. These are all salon quality brands. Of course, there's so many out there nowadays, so you can just do your research, find a brand that has a philosophy that applies to you, because if you are someone who's all about the natural stuff, I hear Kevin Murphy is good. Aveda was actually where I went to study, so I know Aveda products are really good. And Davines, those are all going to be like your more natural brands, and then the more like consumer brands as well at the salon are just as good as well. Just keep in mind that there are brands such as L'Oreal Paris and then L'Oreal Professional. So because the L'Oreal umbrella is so big, just be wary that there is a difference between L'Oreal Paris and L'Oreal Professional. So what you would find at like the Shoppers Drug Mart or like your grocery store or something, 99% of the time is L'Oreal Paris. And then like that's going to be their mass market product, and then their salon product is L'Oreal Professional. I believe L'Oreal also owns Kerastase. I'm probably butchering the name, but yeah, they own a lot of other high-end hair care brands as well. So it's interesting, but just make sure that you're getting good quality products. What I personally use in my own hair is this. I use the Matrix Keep Me Vivid line. I highly recommend this for anyone who has bright colored hair like me, because it maintains the top layer of color. So what I mean by that is when I couple the shampoo and the conditioner with the color Lamination, which is part of the same line, it's all by Matrix. No, I'm not sponsored by them, because who am I? This is honestly just what I found to work the best for me, because anytime you have bright colored hair and you wash your hair, you'll notice that color is going down the drain. So with this, it really reduces that, and it makes my color last a lot longer, which is amazing. So after you figured out your shampoo, your conditioner situation, your next step is to figure out what kind of hair mask you want to use. So the hair mask I'm currently using is by Saryna. It's called the Saryna Repair Butter. This is amazing, but you can see how the consistency is really rich. It's really heavy. I'd be able to do the DQ challenge with it all day, every day. It's thick. So think of your hair mask as like your really rich nighttime moisturizer that you would use on your face. Like your really expensive moisturizer. That's what this is. This is going to add a lot of moisture back to your hair, because when you bleach your hair, you're stripping not only the moisture, but you are essentially breaking down the outer cuticle so that your darker hair pigment is going to leave the hair. That's how you become blonde over time. So that means your cuticle is going to be all roughed up, and when it's roughed up like that, that means it's really porous. So when your cuticles are open, you need products that are going to help to kind of keep them down. So no, it's impossible to completely reverse the effects of hair damage, you know, other than just cutting off your dead ends. You're not going to be able to reverse it, but these products are going to help you kind of mitigate that damage and just make your hair look and feel a lot better. So I would use the hair mask at least once a week. It depends on how often you wash your hair. So because my hair is bright colored, I end up only washing my hair once or twice a week anyways. So that means I don't generally use a regular conditioner. So when you use a hair mask like this, you would actually use it after shampoo in the place of a conditioner. You wouldn't use shampoo, conditioner, and then hair mask. It's just redundant, because whatever the conditioner can do, the hair mask is going to do way better. But yeah, if you wash your hair more often than that, then definitely do the shampoo, conditioner, and then only do this once a week. So now this step is extra credit for those of you who are blonde. Let's say you are naturally really dark hair like me. Maybe you have you've undergone a really big color transformation and you just want to maintain your hair color, and your hair's gone through a lot. Or maybe you've even bleached your hair multiple times in order to achieve the hair color that you have. So what I would highly recommend is a bond builder. The one I use is from the brand Dikson. It's called Diksoplex, and it's the step 3 treatment. This might be a little hard to find, but if you are in the GTA, my salon, or not my salon, but the salon that I work at, Lisa Din Hair Studio, we have this for retail, and I believe there's another store that I purchased this from called TBBS, which stands for Toronto Barber and Beauty Supply. I believe you'd be able to purchase it from there as well if you're in the GTA, and you don't have to be a professional to purchase hair products from them. Yeah, as long as you're not looking to buy any hair color, you should be able to buy hair product. So I use this because it's basically taken the place of Olaplex for me. So if you want to really know more about Olaplex was just like the first bond builder on the market, which is why people who color their hair, like everyone knows about Olaplex, and Olaplex is the most popular. Think of like Kleenex versus tissue. So like Kleenex is the brand, but tissue is what the actual product is. So these are all bond builders. So this is a bond builder just like Olaplex. It's just that Olaplex has kind of become synonymous with bond builders. This is gonna last a while because I would only recommend using this every other week. The reason for this is because bond builders generally have proteins in it, and you don't want to overuse it, because overdoing protein on your hair can actually have adverse effects. It can actually be counterproductive, And as far as I know, like your hair, once it's porous and you're trying to put more proteins in it, there's only so much that your hair can absorb anyways. So you would be wasting product, you'd be wasting time, and your hair may not feel the way that it should. So only once every other week. So now I have another product to couple with it though. Let's say you're blonde and you hate yellow, you hate orange, you hate all the warm tones, you only like silver or you only like platinum, you want to be Elsa from Frozen. The product that I have for you is called the Fanola No Yellow Shampoo. This is the original formula. I believe they might have another one called it's the vegan formula in a purple bottle. That one I hear is supposed to be more gentle, but this one is pretty drying, I'm not gonna lie, because when I was blonde, this is what I used. You can purchase this off of Amazon. I believe Amazon carries this one as well as the No Orange. So Fanola makes two different shampoos. They make No Orange and No Yellow. What they're gonna do is kind of cancel out the yellow or the orange in your hair. So basically it would depend on what level your stylist had lifted your hair to. So if you feel that you're still kind of orange in your hair, go for the No Orange shampoo. So that shampoo is a blue tone because in color theory, blue and orange are complementary colors, so they will kind of neutralize each other out, which is why this one is called No Yellow and it's purple. It's a very, very pigmented purple. So I'll show you just a cap. You can see it's super purple. I would only use this once every other week as well if you were a blonde, because if you use this any more than that, you run the risk of making your hair drier and duller. Because if you keep trying to ash out your hair, it's not going to be shiny anymore, it's going to look really dull. Because this is actually pretty drying, I recommend using this and then your bond builder at the same time, because you would use it in the same frequency. So yeah, it's easier to remember if you just couple these together if you were a blonde. So like I said before, I mentioned the No Orange shampoo. That is more for my girls who have a kind of like a dirty blonde color, or even like a slightly neutral or warm darker shade of brown or blonde. Honestly, it's so hard for me to say exactly which one you should use, but basically if you're not trying to be platinum or silver, because my platinum and silver girls are going to use this one hands down, and then all my other blondes, I guess like my more natural shades of blondes, are going to go for the No Orange or the blue shampoo. So yeah, just keep in mind that because these shampoos are depositing color in the hair, it can cause over depositing in certain parts of your hair if your hair has uneven porosity. So uneven porosity just means that, let's say you have been touching up your hair over time, like this isn't the first time you've done your hair. Over time, hair that's been bleached multiple times becomes really porous to the point where it's like really white, or the cuticle is extremely open to the point where it's almost going to break off. That hair is so ready and willing to soak up anything you put on top of it. So if you put this on top of it, it's likely that it might over deposit and go purple. So just be wary of that. I wouldn't leave this on the hair any more than 5 minutes. Try it out on wet hair first, the way that you would with any other shampoo. Because I know there are people who use the Fanola No Yellow on dry hair, and to me that's a little riskier. I would rather just try it on wet hair first and see how it goes with that. Okay. So that's all for like the washout kind of treatments. Your shampoo, your conditioner, your hair mask, your bond builder. These are all things that you would use in the shower. Now let's talk about things that you would use once you come out of the shower. The number one thing I recommend is from the brand Design Me. It's a product called Fab Me. This is their leave-in conditioner, and this is by far like my favorite product. If you could only pick one thing from their brand, it would be this. So a little backstory about Design Me is they're a Canadian brand, and I believe they operate out of Montreal. I believe none of the products are a lot higher than $20. I could be wrong, but most of their products stay within the 20 to 30 something dollar range, which is pretty cool because a lot of professional hair products can be pretty expensive and it adds up really quickly. So what this is, the leave-in conditioner, is it's a heat protectant, it's a detangling spray, as well as just adding extra moisture into your hair. So now what I would recommend is when you come out of the shower, spray this in immediately after you remove the towel from your head, and then brush out your hair with a wet brush. There are other brands that make brushes similar to this, but I believe Wet Brush was the pioneer, hence the name Wet Brush. So what makes the Wet Brush special is that it's designed to be used on wet hair. So the bristles are a lot softer and a lot more flexible. If I compare it to a regular brush like this, the bristles aren't as soft and they don't have as much give to them. They're a lot thicker and they don't move as easily. So this is more prone to pulling out hair as opposed to this. Because this is so bendy, it's not going to pull out as much hair. I mean, and keep in mind, when you brush your hair, it's totally normal for some hair to shed. But yeah, just be gentle, and if you're using a leave-in conditioner or a detangling spray, it should help you make the process so much easier. So now you could totally just blow dry and be done with it. The next couple products I would consider extra credit. So if you're extra like I am and you just want to just go all out with it, I mean, you've already decided to invest in your hair anyways. Another product that I would use from the Design Me line is the Gloss Me Hair Serum. This is my favorite Design Me product. I feel like I'm saying that a lot and I'm sorry, but Design Me honestly has wowed me, and I've been using their products for a couple months now, in and out of the salon. So what I like this hair serum for is to actually put it onto the mids and the ends of my hair while my hair is damp. So I'll layer these. So I'll put this in, brush it, and then I'll put this in on the mids and the ends of my hair because it gives me extra smoothness when I blow dry. I find it easier to get the brush through my hair when I'm blow drying, and my hair just lays down a lot smoother when I do it. So if you are someone who round brushes or you like to round brush your hair, definitely look into this because it'll give you a really smooth blowout. You can even use this after you blow dry as well, like on dry hair, for added smoothness. So what I really like about this oil is that it's really light. I mean, you can keep layering it and it's pretty hard to overdo it. So I love the versatility of this product as well as the practicality of it. So now the last and final product that I can speak to is also from Design Me. And no, it's not sponsored, it's just a brand that we carry in our salon, so I tested it a lot, and this is a brand that I can actually speak to. And this is honestly a Canadian brand, it's cruelty free, and I just want to promote them and get them more well known out there. So yeah, their packaging is really cute too. So this is their Power Dry Me Blow Dry Lotion. This is a must if you have thick hair. I have extremely thick hair and blow drying is not fun. I'm not gonna lie, I don't enjoy blow drying on myself, and what speeds it up is this, because this somehow forms like a barrier around your hair that wicks moisture away from it. So because of that, use this very last. This should be the very last step. So if you are following my steps, you should do the green Bad Me leave-in conditioner first, and then the hair oil, and then the blow dry lotion, and then start blow drying. So then once you're completely done blow drying, and let's say you want to straighten your hair, flat iron your hair, curl your hair, whatever you want to do to your hair, whatever styling tools you want to use, I like to finish off with Gloss Me. You could also finish off with a hairspray or whatever, but I like Gloss Me because it's still touchable. Your hair doesn't feel greasy afterwards, but it's just nice and soft. So yeah, this is another really cool product, and I believe these two products have a heat protectant in them. So if you are looking to heat style your hair, it's imperative that you protect your hair from that heat damage. And especially if you are gonna go outside, spend a lot of time in the sun, make sure you're protecting your hair. It's just as important as using sunscreen on your face or on your skin. So once again, the order that I would use everything would be your Fab Me leave-in conditioner first when you get out of the shower, detangle, and then use the Gloss Me hair serum. And then the very last product would be the Power Dry Blowdry Me lotion. So this is going to help speed up your blow dry. For me, I have extremely thick hair. So when I am just rough drying my hair, my goal obviously is just to get my scalp dry and my hair mostly dry so that I can go to bed without damaging my hair. So with that, I can rough dry my hair in about 5 minutes. Without it, it takes me at least 10 to 15 minutes to get it dry enough that I'm okay sleeping with it. And that's another thing. Don't ever sleep on damp or wet hair because it can actually rough up the cuticle that's already pretty delicate if you have bleached or colored hair. And finally, one thing I forgot to mention at the very beginning is if you just got your hair color done, make sure that you don't wash your hair for the next 2 days. So if you're someone who washes your hair every day, the next 2 days after a fresh hair color are imperative because you need to allow your hair cuticle that's been blasted open to slowly close up over those 2 days and to retain the color in your hair. Because if you wash your hair again, that cuticle is still open, so all of that fresh hair color, you're just going to wash it down the drain. So just be mindful of that, and yeah, I can't wait to see you guys next time. I'll probably have more content coming up soon, and I'll see you soon. Bye.